and
Cassandra Fuller.
welcoming you to Six in the City. We have a full lineup. Did want to hold up this book because it's Behind the Man in Black, the W.S. Holland story. And it's W.S. Holland telling the story of his life and music career and everything else. And so if you get a chance to pick this one up, it's out there on Amazon or whatever. You can go to WSHolland.com. But anyway, we miss him. And he was always a big part of what we did here with Studio 6 and everything else. And so
He sure was.
About the book. But we got a great show lined up. What's happening today?
We do. First off, we're going to talk to Matt Marshall, who is President CEO of United Way of West Tennessee. He's going to give us a little update on the Anti-Poverty Task Force.
Okay.
And then Sherry Freeman with the Jackson Symphony is here because they have got a special symphony coming up October the 17th. You don't want to miss hearing about that. And then Ken Mallard is here. We're going to talk to him a little bit about his music, his history, and he's also going to provide the entertainment for
He's
today.
Today, right?
Yes.
It's expensive. Good to have him with us.
It is. We hadn't had Ken on in a while, so it'll be a pleasure having him on. And then the Lieutenant Mark Kensia with the Salvation Army is here because they have got a special event coming up, special campaign. It's called #Rescue Christmas. So we're going to talk to him about some opportunities and how you can give to Salvation Army. And then our own Julie Daniels with the Chamber is going to be here. There's a couple of upcoming events that she wants to talk about. They're webinars, and so a great opportunity to get some work-life balance, learn about health disparities, and get a free data analysis tool, all from the Chamber. So
all right,
some good information coming up, so don't go away.
All right, all that's coming up, so stay right where you are because we'll be right back with this Six in the City.
It's still hard to think that your child had cancer. The thought of them not being here, it was terrifying.
Going through treatment for cancer can be quite difficult for patients. That's why platelets are so vital.
When he would get the platelets, he would perk right up. Just so thankful that somebody had taken the time out of their day to donate platelets.
Please help give them hope and the strength to carry on. Donate platelets.
Doing what's never been done. The American Public Power Association includes over 2,000 local public utility systems. Over 15 years, the APPA has presented RP3 awards, recognizing system reliability, safety, workforce development, and improvement. JA in 2020 not only received the top-level Diamond RP3 award, it was presented to JA for the 7th time. No utility has been so recognized. Honored Public Power, another part of JEA today.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller welcoming you back to Six in the City. We're going to talk for a couple of segments with Matthew Marshall. He's the executive director of the United Way, but he is also heading up the Mayor's Anti-Poverty Task Force, and that's the reason he is with us today. Always glad to have him. So, Matthew, it's good to have you back with us. And
glad to be here today.
The task force was appointed by Mayor Conger. It has been meeting, I guess, over a year now?
That's right. Yeah, we started meeting around August of 2019.
Okay, and so it came out with the first report just a few weeks ago, and
Right.
Matthew is heading that up. A cross-section of people from this community are involved in that. Some people, in fact, that don't live here, that live in Memphis, others have been involved with input into this organization. Matthew, what have you found, and what has been I know the report's out. I want to break into where we go from here, but what did you see that surprised you, or what do we need to know about what you have found about this city?
Yeah, I mean, there's a number of findings in that report, and it can be found on the City of Jackson's website. I think the most surprising thing was really ultimately down to a few key issues. So things related to predatory lending in particular, and the prevalence of that in our community. So that's a bit discouraging. But then also issues related to transit services and how that works, and how we're making sure that we're serving the most vulnerable in our population. There's other issues around lending practices and some things such as that, but also even contracts and how we do the bid processes. All of those things are things that we analyzed. Some of the information are things that, the community maybe had heard in some other places before. So, I don't think it's a big surprise that, when we look at the kids count data for our community, for the county, that we see some challenges there with our school system and some other areas. But one of the positives, though, as a state, and I think that we're going to see this over the next few weeks when the county-specific data for 2019-2020 comes out, that we're going to hopefully have seen some improvements as well. But there's still some pretty significant challenges.
What is the extent of poverty in this community?
So, based on a couple of different assessments, namely the United Way Alice data that we have, when we look at the demographics and the socioeconomic impacts in our community, and the median household income in particular, what we're looking at is that probably, it's estimated about 50%, about 52% actually, of households within the city limits are either working poor or actually living in poverty. So almost every other person that you meet. And again, that's where the intersection with the predatory lending and the other things come into play.
So what happens in those cases then? People just fall outside the banking system or are a customer that the bank would want?
That's right. Yeah. So, obviously there's the credit part of that equation. There's the financial literacy part. But part of what's happened, and this is not just a local problem, this is a national problem. We have issues where you have large segments of the population who cannot get, loans from your traditional financial institutions, and they find themselves going to payday lenders, to car loan, to title loan type lenders. And here's part of what we found out in the state of Tennessee. The average interest rate on one of those types of loans is well over 300%.
Oh, wow.
And so, that's what's causing so much of this problem, is that people get into this cycle of getting a loan from that type of predatory lender, and they can never get out of.
It ends up being a vicious cycle that they can't get themselves out of.
That's right.
We had a constitution that capped interest at 10% in this state, and we amended that in 1977.
Yeah.
For the banking industry that saw credit cards and all and usage coming, but it opened the door to this, and this is a whole different.
That's right. And part of how those lenders get around that, because you're right, as far as the laws are concerned, it's illegal to charge an exorbitant interest rate. Right. So how they get around that is by calling it a fee. And so it's not an interest rate charge, it's a fee. But there's been some really creative ways that other communities such as Nashville, Chattanooga have worked to solve some of this issue, part of this issue in their community. They've actually issued ordinances where you can only have so many types of these lenders within a certain geographic area.
Hang on to that thought, Matthew. We're going to take this break because I want to find out where we go from here. All right.
Absolutely.
One thing with Cassandra Fuller, Steve Bowers, and you. Matthew Marshall is with us talking about the Anti-Poverty Task Force and its work, and where we go from here. That's coming as we continue Six in the City.
I'm Mark Taylor. I'm the owner of Renew Biomedical Services based out of here in Jackson, Tennessee. We're a provider of biomedical services for medical professionals. At Renew Biomedical, our use of telecom is of utmost importance. We have to reach our customers in a timely fashion so we can diagnose and service their equipment needs. So E+ Broadband allows Renew Biomedical to connect effectively with our customers in whichever way they choose, via email, phone, Skype, teleconferencing, and any way you can imagine.
Need to check your bill balance? Set a payment extension. Get outage notifications. With JEA, it's easy. Text. When you enroll in JEA Alerts, you open all those possibilities. To enroll, text JOIN, J-O-I-N, to 53248. Text JOIN to 53248. If your cell phone number is current, two-way texting is yours. Real-time communication, direct customer service with JEA today.
Say it and see it with voice control. Find your favorites faster across live, recorded, and streaming TV. Movies, shows, news, sports, music are just a voice command away. Show me action movies. Just for kids. Every result personalized based on viewing habits and time of day. Say it, watch it. It's that easy with the power of voice control.
Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller welcoming you back to Six in the City as we continue a conversation with Matthew Marshall, who is executive director of the United Way, but he is also involved and heads up the Anti-Poverty Task Force appointed by Mayor Scott Conger. They've been at work over a year now. Their report is out and it's available cityofjackson.net. Is that right, Matthew? Is it cityofjackson.net?
Yeah, they recently changed that. Well, it's actually cityofjackson.gov. Remember, they just changed
or
that.
cityofjackson.gov. So
yeah.
be sure to check this out. We've talked about the extent of poverty, which is roughly 50% in the city, either working poor or those that are classified by income level as poor. Not to disparage anyone, just looking at the data. And we talked about predatory lending and everything else. So where do we go from here? You've seen the data. So what do we do to start addressing all of these issues in our city?
Yeah, so I think a big part of it, as we were kind of mentioning at the end of the last segment, is that, part of the conversation that we need to have is what can we do locally within our government to kind of regulate some of this, because again, it's taking massive advantage of families in our community. And there is an economic impact for us, even as a local community. So it's been estimated that in the state of Tennessee, predatory lending drains our state economy of over $400 million a year. So what does that look like in Jackson-Madison County? We need to ask that question. And then the other part of that is, there are states, there are other areas that don't even permit this type of predatory lending at all. So, that's one step to take. But on the other side, we also do need to do an increase in financial literacy. And we need to bring, bankers and others to the table to talk about lending practices and all those other pieces. And so, that's a part of the solution as well.
All right. Comprehensive thing, because I know also, and it costs more to be poor, you pay more interest. The places that you rent or in which you live are generally not as well maintained.
That's right.
So utility costs per square foot are much higher
Absolutely.
in some cases there than they are everywhere else. So we have all these structural issues. Who do we bring together and in what format do we do this, Matthew, to start addressing it?
Yeah, so one of the great things that has happened as a result of both the task force being started, again, a little over a year ago, is that we have direct involvement with the city council. But I hope to be able to expand that conversation. So we formed several committees. The pandemic has kind of forced a little bit of a hold on some of those meetings, but we hope to start those back up very soon. And those committees have been, invented to address a lot of these particular issues that we've talked about today. And the other part is, there's a whole system right at play, and we need to address every piece of that. So as an example, a lot of families in our community, what if they don't actually have a home? So we need to talk about a homeless shelter in our community. We need to talk about resource hubs. There's several different pieces, and we need to bring everyone to the table who works in those different spheres so that we can address it in the most efficient way, but also in the most educated way.
Matthew, I've wondered also if there's a different way to do housing and other things, maybe with smaller square footage, better building standards and other things to help. I mean, it's a composite thing that's going on.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I think that there's a lot of creative ways to think about this. Even I visited some tiny home communities. That was not something that I was really, sold on initially. And then I went and saw it and thought, hey, I don't know, maybe there would be some people who would be really interested in this concept. And so, you never know. I think we have to be willing to be creative, particularly as we kind of come, out of this pandemic, Lord willing, eventually.
Yeah. Well, at least the initiative is there. The mayor had the foresight to appoint this task force. It has been at work. And I take it you've been pleased with the participation?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm very thankful.
Can you use more? I mean, if people wanted to sit in on these meetings, would that be a helpful thing?
Yeah, absolutely. And we invite that, so it is a committee that's formed under the city. So we have to, follow the sunshine laws. So we're happy to have the public, participate. And we've had several people who've sat in over the past year.
Okay.
So that
I would think lenders, contractors, employers, how much people get paid and all this stuff starts factoring into all of this.
That's right. It's all a part of it.
Okay. Thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Thank you so much, Matthew.
Absolutely. So glad to.
And we look forward to having you back, and maybe we can do a dialogue on this as well. The Anti-Poverty Task Force, and that is cityofjackson.gov.
That's right.
Cityofjackson.gov. So be sure to check out that report. Well, we're delighted to have this man with us. We're going to talk to him a bit later in this program, and that's Ken Mallard. He's been a guest of ours before. He's an outstanding songwriter and musician and has dedicated his life to music performances. And we've got several of his performances coming up on the show. We'll talk to him a little bit later. So we're going to clear the way and go to the main stage. And this is Ken Mallard.
When you and I were in our younger days, trains moved slow through Carolina. We were the gossip of the town, and the 4th day of June was the time. Sheriff Taylor said we were no good and wouldn't amount to a dime. Whole town wondered where the stranger went on the 4th day of June in '69. Mama wondered where we were, why we wasted our time, but we didn't tell anyone. The secret of June was yours and mine. I hid the knife beneath the railroad track, so deep no one would ever find. Now when a train passes by, it brings the 4th day of June to my mind. Mama wondered where we were, why we wasted our time, but we didn't tell anyone. The secret of June was yours and mine.
With E Plus broadband and Watch TV everywhere, you can now take your TV on the go. Just visit WatchTVEverywhere.com to sign up. Then you're all set to catch your favorite shows, movies, and sports wherever and whenever you want on any internet-connected device. Choose from our growing selection of networks from your cable package at no extra charge. Visit WatchTVEverywhere.com to learn more. It's easy to sign up for E Plus Broadband's TV Everywhere.
Want to receive account information via text? When you enroll in JA Alerts, you can. Text to get a bill balance, due date, set a payment extension, receive an outage notification, reply to report an electric outage. Text JOIN, J-O-I-N, text JOIN to 53248, 53248. Cell phone number must be current and attached to your JA account. Visit jaxenergy.com/textalerts for more information.
Here at the Emergency Operations Center, we rely on E Plus broadband fiber network to better serve Madison County. With high-speed internet, we track storms and natural disasters in real time. Also, fiber internet gives us the speed to host training classes preparing responders from all over the county and state. The phone system allows us flexibility to stay in contact and make conference calls with both in and out of the office with local, state, and federal agencies. Connectivity is an important part of emergency management.
Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller welcoming you back to 6 in the City. We've had all executive directors so far, and we're going to continue the pace in this segment.
Yes, we have.
Executive director of the Jackson Symphony is with us, Sherry Freeman. Sherry, good to have you with us.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
We have a symphony coming up October the 18th, not a moment too soon. And the theme of this symphony is?
Well, it's American Spirit, and it's October the 17th.
October 17th. All right. 17th.
Which is a Saturday, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Saturday. All right. Saturday the 17th. And
right.
It's about the American spirit. And we need a boost in the American spirit right now, Miss Sherry.
That's right. And this is going to be a great night. And we have, for one of the first times ever, we're doing a brass concert. So the brass players are the ones that have had very limited opportunities during the COVID-19 crisis. So we're excited to welcome our professional brass players to the stage this evening. We do have a couple of percussion with them, but it is going to be an hour long. Remember, 1 hour long, no intermission, a 6 o'clock seating and an 8 o'clock seating with our brass players that is based on, wonderful works that are very patriotic and, a part of the American spirit, some salute to the military, and just a lot of great nods. People are really going to enjoy this evening.
Okay.
And this is going to be held at First Baptist Church right on North Highland.
That's right. We started last month with our first concert. It was very successful. We were very pleased with how well it went. Got lots of, great feedback on, the safety of the evening. So we do a 6 o'clock seating, then the church is closed after we dismiss and cleaned. And then we begin again for the 8 o'clock seating. So we, hope people will come out, feel safe at the event. There is social distancing. We request that you wear a mask. And like I said, we've taken out the intermission so that, we have limited that exposure. And then a wonderful 1 hour concert. And then we dismiss in a very orderly fashion in order to continue to keep people safe. And then we'll do a cleaning, and then we'll begin with a concert again at 8. So,
Sherry, can we get tickets at the door, or do we need to get those in advance?
Well, we would prefer on these that you get them in advance. We do sell them at the door, but we watch very carefully to make sure that these concerts are not getting larger numbers than we, are comfortable with. Right. If you're, very COVID conscious and want to make sure, I would recommend the 8 o'clock showing. Probably not quite as many people there, even though a good crowd. But that might be something to take into consideration. I mean, you're going to be through at 9, so plenty of time to get home. We felt very comfortable both ways last time, but we do prefer if people will get their tickets ahead. But if we're not sold out, we will still sell a few at the door that evening.
Sherry, do you buy time-specific tickets, or you just buy a ticket for the evening and you pick the time you want to go?
Well, our season ticket holders have kind of decided on a time, so we have an idea of about what we're expecting between the two. But now, if we start seeing that we're selling out of the 6, then we'll move everything, at that point to 8.
This will be Saturday, October the 17th. It'll be at 6 and then at 8. When you go to thejacksonsymphony.org or 427-6440. Now, what are the plans between now and the end of the year, Sherry?
Well, we have another concert like this in November at First Baptist, and we really have a lot of excitement around that next one, a big organ concert.
Okay.
So we'll really be talking to you about that very soon. But then the plans are to move into the Civic Center for the December Pops concert. We're still working on logistics as far as how to make sure that is a safe evening. We're going to have the concert. We're just trying to make sure, how we need to do that so that we've done everything we can do to make sure our patrons are safe for the evening. So we're still working on that. I'd love to be able to tell you more, but as you all know with this, it's just strictly, you just have to do this a day at a time, a little bit.
Day by day. That's right.
Yeah,
day by day.
The stats, I think it was 2 days ago, we had 2 new cases, and then yesterday I think we had 8 new cases. I thought, well, hey, we're on a good track here, and then today we had like 38 new cases.
I know it. Just a minute, I'm feeling good about things. Yeah.
It's really a difficult challenge. You also spaced the musicians as well, right?
We did. We that's was part of our promise and our commitment. Was that not only would our audience be safe, but we would also offer those kind of accommodations for our musicians. And we worked very hard with that and worked hand in hand with our musicians. And of course, some of our musicians are union musicians. So, we did a good partnership with all those
Okay.
parties involved.
All right. Well, like I said, I'm sure the brass players are glad to have work. You know?
Oh, they are thrilled. They are thrilled. And if you were at any of the little neighborhood concerts, one of our ensembles was a brass ensemble.
Okay.
So that was just a small little peek at what's coming up.
Well, it's a tribute to the American spirit, and I think we need a shot in the arm, and I'm glad
Yes,
the
we do.
symphony's doing that. And that's coming up the 17th on Saturday night, the 17th at 6 and at 8, 427-6440 or thejacksonsymphony.org.
At
Sherry, it's
first,
always good to see you.
it is good to see you, Sherry.
Appreciate
Thank you
your work.
all. We appreciate it.
Yeah. We're going back to the main stage. We want welcome once again Mr. Ken Mallard.
There's a special little place you ought to know. People have time moves slow. Old men play checkers at Tom's General Store, and the women feel safe when they open the door. Out on Main Street, up on a hill, old Glory waits proud, and she always will. 'Cause Johnny came home to his mother and me. Though Billy didn't come back, it was still victory. You may call this an old country place that I see, or somewhere forgotten by prosperity. Maybe it's better to leave it that way. It's my hometown, Main Street, USA. A little boy's nose pressed against the window pane as he looks with his mother at a shiny new train. The mother said, wait, be patient for a while. A while is forever when you're a little child. Out on I-40, the truckers roll by. Salesman talks to Tom to give it one more try. These are little things that happen almost every day in my hometown, Main Street, USA. You may call this an old country place that I see, or somewhere forgotten by prosperity. Maybe it's better to leave it that way. It's my hometown, Main Street, USA. Living in my hometown, Main Street, USA.
For the most reliable drinking water supply at the highest quality, reach for the tap. Our tap water is safe and continues to exceed all government requirements. For more information about our drinking water, visit www.jacksenergy.com/JEACCR.
Move over. It's the law. When approaching work vehicles or crews, move over to create a safety zone. It protects utility workers, law enforcement, firefighters, and emergency personnel. It's not an option. Slow down. It could save a life. Stay safe. Move over.
Hi, I'm Kedrick Perkins, PGA General Manager at Jackson Country Club. Jackson Country Club's amenities are true Southern hospitality. Championship golf course, fine dining, 6 tennis courts, Junior Olympic pool and fitness. We pride ourselves in giving our members the best. Choosing JEA was a logical choice so that we could tie in our phone, internet, and cable solutions so that we can advance our next segment of technology.
I knew it hurt her.
My heart broke in half, and I felt like I was about as close to losing her as I was going to get.
And active addiction, you don't know what's going on. What I thought about was the little girl with the pageant dress on. I knew that I wasn't supposed to be doing these things. There is hope.
She found inside herself that she's way better than that, and she rose from it.
Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller welcoming you back to Six in the City. A quick follow-up on our other segment with Sherry Freeman, and that is the Symphony is doing community concerts. And so, Cassandra, how do you set that up?
Well, Sherry was saying it's a symphony on the move, so you can actually have your neighborhood sign up to have the symphony come out. I think you call the symphony at 427-6440 and talk to them about booking the symphony for your neighborhood, and they can make that happen. And it's not the full symphony, obviously. It may be a couple of
Ensembles and whatever.
Yeah, right.
They've been extremely successful. They are booking those for spring. So 427-6440 or the Jackson.
And she said originally they had planned on booking maybe 5 and thinking that would be what they could do. But she said it's been so successful, they've ended up booking 10. And now they're, like you said, they're booking for spring. So you might want to give them a call, 427-6440.
Well, if you can't afford the symphony, we got a one-man band that we can send your way, and that's Ken Mallard.
Yeah,
Ken, how are you doing? How are you doing this day?
I'm doing real good. Yeah.
Good to have you with us. It's great to be able to showcase the wonderful talent of Ken Mallard. Ken has been with us before. He's a songwriter and performer. You do a lot of work, or have been doing a lot of work in senior living facilities and all, and those have been shut down, I know, as far as access, right?
Yeah. I was doing 6 shows a month at different places on a rotation, every month. And March the 9th, I was at Jackson Oaks.
Okay.
And Tyler was with me and William was with me. And after the show, people were coming around, like they normally do, wanted to shake your hand and hug your neck. And, we had already gotten started a little bit into this COVID thing.
Okay.
When I got home, I told my wife, I said, I might ought to maybe not play for a while. So I contacted them all and I said, I think I'll take off for about a month or maybe 2.
Okay, yeah.
And I'm still taking off.
Here we are 6-7 months later and we're still off, right?
Yeah. And they answered me back and said, it's kind of ironic that a couple of them said, we've got a meeting with the home office tomorrow to talk about visitation. And within a week after that time, all of them closed down to visitation. And it's really been hard on those folks.
Yeah.
And me too. I mean, I just enjoyed it so much.
Ken, how did music get started in your life? Because it's become an important part of what you do.
Well, it's got different phases through my life, but in the when I was a teenager, we had a guy that came to our church and taught us the do re mi fa sol lo type. Yeah, the shape note system. And got all of us kids singing and leading songs and singing our parts and everything. And, it kind of started there. And then I had 3 uncles, my dad, 3 brothers, and they had a band, fiddle, guitar, and mandolin, and before I was old enough to do anything. But so music has been in the Mallard family for a long, long time, and I'm not the only one. There's a lot of other Mallards and cousins that's named are not Mallards, like Wallace and Buchanan, and different ones that still do music today. And
Ken,
the
I know
next
you've had some CDs and stuff out. If people want to buy your music or get access to your music, how do they do that?
They could contact me on Facebook. I've got a lot of stuff on YouTube, but it's kind of ironic, that last song, Main Street USA. My wife and I were coming home one day from some trip, and that song started playing, and she kind of made a joke, said, "You got that CD going again?" I said, "No." I said, "That's the radio." So, Steve, you were playing that song on the radio about 2002, I think, or something like that. 2001. So it's kind of ironic that that song was on today.
And I want to show you this right here. I have it framed on my desk. This is a Shape Notes version of Heavenly Sunlight, number 43 out of Christian Hymnal number 2. The first song I led when I was like 5 years old at church.
Wow. Isn't that amazing?
Betty Manise framed that for me, so I've got it and keep it all the time.
Yeah, that's great.
Ken, it's always good to see you.
It is good to see you, Ken.
We appreciate it.
Thank
We got
you
work
so
done.
much.
We'll have you back again soon.
I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I appreciate having you with us. We're going to take this break. We'll be right back as we continue. Six in the City.
The SOAR Award, System Operational Achievement Recognition, presented by the American Public Gas Association, recognizes forward-thinking natural gas utilities that continually improve operation capabilities, adapt to challenges, and the changing demands of safe, reliable natural gas distribution. In 2019, the APGA Gold SOAR Award was presented to the Natural Gas Division of JEA. System integrity, forward-thinking innovation, all a real part of JEA today.
At Southern Family Dentistry, we offer dental treatment for your entire family. We have the latest 3D digital x-ray system. We offer implants, veneers, teeth whitening, and all the other normal services you receive at the dental office. We have 2 offices, one in Milan and one in Jackson, and E+ broadband telephone services allows us to connect both of those offices. It doesn't matter which office the patient calls, we have the ability to speak to that patient at either location.
Experience something new with View It Video on Demand. Now you can preview and rent movies with your remote. Press the TiVo button to go to the home screen. Select View It on Demand to get started. Browse new movie releases and events. Select what you want to watch, then rent. There's even free stuff. You'll find karaoke songs, fun screensaver for your TV, videos for the kids, and more. Experience more with TiVo and View It Video on Demand.
Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller welcoming you back to 6 in the City and a visit with Lieutenant Mark Cancia, who is the officer with the Salvation Army here in Jackson and in West Tennessee. Lieutenant, it's good to have you with us.
Same. Thank you. It's good to be here.
So we got an effort underway. What are we going to try to do? We're going to try to save Christmas this year. How are we going to do that?
That's right. We are working to rescue Christmas because as Matt had already talked about with the Anti-Poverty Task Force, there's about 52% of people that are either experiencing poverty right now or will experience poverty. And so what the Salvation Army is going to do is we're going to do what we've been doing here in Jackson for the last 69 years, I've learned, which is to provide Christmas assistance to the families that are struggling and whose struggles have increased because of the coronavirus. And so we're going to try to rescue Christmas with the support of this Jackson community.
And with that, with the new hashtag Rescue Christmas, we're actually going to have 3 different ways to rescue Christmas this year.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Thanks for saying that, Cassie. So the first way that people can rescue Christmas is by accepting the Red Kettle Challenge. And what that is where either individuals, businesses, families, or churches can get a red kettle bring it to their place of business or wherever they want, and they'll have it for the season. And at the end of the season, when they return this red kettle to us, it should have, anywhere from $1,000 to $1 million, so that we can provide services here in Jackson and the contiguous counties throughout the year.
Mark, what is Red Kettle season? What are the dates for Red Kettle season?
The Red Kettle season kicks off on November 14th, and then it ends on December 24th.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you get one of the kettles, Mark?
Say that again?
How do you get one of the kettles for your business or whatever?
You can call, text, or email me, and I'll make sure that you get one.
Okay.
Yeah. And on our website, there's information so that if somebody wanted to register to ring, let's say they didn't want to adopt a kettle for the season, but they wanted to register to ring. If you go to our website, which is salvationarmyjacksontn.org, you can register to ring, you can join the Red Kettle Challenge, or you can donate. You can make that one-time donation.
Just a direct donation. Okay.
Yeah.
And all that is salvationarmyjacksontn.org.
That is correct.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then, so Cassie, you had mentioned that there were 3 ways to rescue Christmas. And so the third way is through our national iconic Angel Tree program, which we just secured the warehouse for that yesterday. So I'm really excited about that. And it gives me a sense of hope moving into the season, because now we have a place to now process the donations of gifts that people will give. And then we have that spot where we can then distribute those gifts as well. So
now, with the Angel Tree process, will it be the same as prior years? Will you guys have a tree out with the angels actually on the tree? And if so, will it be the same locations or?
Yeah, so there are 3 locations around the city of Jackson, Walmart South, Walmart North, and then the mall. And so you can find the Christmas trees there that have the Angel Tree tags. You can pull one of those tags, and then you can either return it here at the Salvation Army or to our distribution site, which is on North Royal, 447 North Royal.
All right, so Mark, we got the Red Kettle, we got the Red Kettle campaign, we got the Angel Tree, our direct contribution, right?
That's right.
Yeah, Cassandra, I said that Mark was going to save Christmas. I think that was the Ernest movie. He's going to rescue Christmas.
We're going to rescue Christmas.
He is going to rescue. He and the community are going to help rescue Christmas. So, Mark, when can we start seeing the Angel Tree out?
So we're working to have those out the first week of November.
Okay.
Yeah. So the registration link just went live this week. So families, I think we have up to 44 families right now that have already signed up for assistance. And so that link is saangeltree.org. So if somebody is listening and they are in need of assistance and they wanted to register for assistance, that link is saangeltree.org. And what's nice is this year we're doing an online registration so that people that are concerned about the coronavirus and would like to social distance, they can register online for assistance and we could process their application that way.
Lieutenant, we're glad you're in the city. It's good to have you all with us. We'll continue these visits between now and the end of the year.
That'll be good.
All right, look forward to seeing
Thanks. Y'all stay well.
Yes, you do the same.
Same to you.
We're going back to the main stage and we welcome once again Ken Mallard. Ken?
There's a book in Mama's room on the dresser beside the loom. Its pages are worn and hard to read, but the message is still clear. I still hold them near, the stories that came alive in Mama's book. About this little boy who brought us so much joy. He was born without a home in Bethlehem, but he had a race to win, be a savior and a friend, and he grew through the pages of Mama's book.
Tired of internet that leaves you waiting and monitoring your usage with extra fees? Switch to E+ Broadband from the Jackson Energy Authority for fiber optic internet with the fastest speeds to keep everyone connected. Enjoy being online as much as you want without worrying about extra fees or data usage limits. Perfect for when you need to download and upload large files, stream videos, or use your favorite video conferencing app. E+ Broadband, fastest internet, no data caps, no slowdowns, no worries. The JEA app. With it, you may view the electric outage map, report electric outages, receive electric outage alerts, view your current account information in real time. You can even make a payment with one click. Name, account number, you're in. Convenient access with the free JEA app, keeping you connected with JEA today. Welcome back. This is Stevie Bowers along with Cassie Fullerton.
It's me. It's Cassie Fuller.
And, our lieutenant friend has already given us some nicknames here. So
he has. I enjoy having him on here. I think it's great. It gives him an opportunity to be out in the community, and I hope everybody in the community gets a chance to meet him because he's a great man. So.
Great guy. We're talking about Lieutenant Mark Cancia. Yeah, and he's been with us with the Salvation Army. Julie Daniels is with us with the Chamber.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I need a nickname. No, don't answer that.
Not for this
Juju.
I'm great. You're going to be good juju. You know, they always say there's bad juju. You'll be good juju.
I need good juju. That's what I need.
Well, JD, tell me what's going on with the Chamber.
KD, I like that. Got a lot of things going on. You know, even amidst COVID, we've been very busy. So we've got some more virtual forums going on. Matt Marshall was on earlier, and we're partnering again with United Way and Jackson Equity Project for something happening this Thursday at 6 o'clock. Health disparities is another conversation for our community. A lot of folks going to be involved with that between Johnny Shaw, State Representative Johnny Shaw, and State Representative Ed Jackson, to several doctors in the community, and just a long list of some cool folks that are going to talk about that. So that'll be on Facebook Live. So
it's going to be on Facebook Live.
This
at the Chamber site.
Yes, I believe we will try to. If we don't repost it, it'll be on the United Way of West Tennessee side.
Okay. So who are you looking to participate then, Julie? Everybody.
You know, anybody in the community, because we're continuing more conversations with equity and trying to keep that conversation going. So anybody that wants to participate you can learn. I know there's a lot that I don't know, so you can learn a lot about this. And those who may feel that they are disparaged, you know.
Okay.
Definitely.
As far as health coverage and health care. So that starts at what time Thursday?
Yeah, what time?
It's Thursday at 6.
Thursday at 6 o'clock.
That's this Thursday, the 8th, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, okay. All right, what else is coming up on the Chamber calendar?
We've got a work-life balance seminar with Dale Carnegie, and that's coming up on the 16th. It's a webinar, actually, so you do have to sign up for that, and you can find that information on our website or on Facebook with the Jackson Chamber. And we're talking about work-life balance, which, of course, not only is it difficult these days when a lot of folks, are still working at home, trying to set those boundaries, but it also spills over into us being on our devices all the time, even when you're home, trying to unplug, trying to unwind, trying to de-stress some. So that's coming up October 16th from 9 to 10. So it's going to give you some tips on how to unplug, I guess you could say.
Is that also a Facebook webinar, or is that just well, no, you said it was going to be a webinar, so we'd actually have to register for that one, correct?
Yeah, you do. It's free, of course, but you do have to register for that. We have the links on our Facebook events and also on our website and the events calendar as well on that. So,
all right.
Yeah.
And then what
And
else?
we've got some other cool stuff. We got one more thing, a really cool tool that we just put on our website called Size Up Jackson. And it's for businesses, is to help you size your business up basically to other businesses. You can find customers, you can find out what's going on in other businesses like you around West Tennessee. It's going to be a great tool for marketing and how to be more competitive in this marketplace. And we're going to talk a little more about that on the 28th at 10 a.m. And we'll have a registration link for that. We don't have the registration link yet from the Size Up folks. But when we get it, we're going to put it on our website again and on Facebook and get it out there.
And you said that was going to be a free app for business.
It is. It's already on our website. You can actually go play around on it if you want to.
Oh,
It's,
wow.
of course, jacksontn.com is the main site. Click on the chamber link. Then you'll go to business resources and it'll be right there. And it's beside the CO. We have a link to the CO, a tab to the CO, and also the Tennessee Small Business Center and Development Center, rather. And so it's right there with those three.
Extremely important because I guess as we all know, retail is going to totally change.
Definitely. And this is going to be very helpful. We think in the market.
Good. Julie, it's always great to see you.
It is. It's so good to see you.
Best. Think of you often, and we appreciate you and all the work that you do. We're going to be right back with more as we continue. Six in the City.
Roll over. Chance high five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
As we all take care and precautions, practicing social distancing with more time at home, we may find ourselves using more broadband too, relying on internet, television, and telephone services to stay connected to work, school, and family. JA is working hard to keep our customers, employees, and families safe while bringing vital services during this time. Keeping you connected to the essential broadband services Jackson's homes and businesses depend on is one thing you can count on at JEA today.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Steve Bowers and Cassandra Fuller with you, and we thank you for being with us on this Six in the City. Thanks to all of our guests. A real important transition time, season transition here in this city and in our land. And so, and we appreciate everybody being with us. Board of Education's meeting has been moved to the 15th of this month. It will be carried live here at E+ TV 6. And Jackson City Council was carried today, and that'll be on repeat and on YouTube as well. And then let me see, football. We're not doing a game this coming Friday night. Our next game is going to be on the 16th, and that will be Southside and Liberty. That's the second step in the battle for the Commissioner's Cup. And so we'll be covering the Hawks and the Crusaders, and we look forward to that. We'll close out the season Northside and Southside, and we'll pick up a Jackson Christian at TCA game as well coming up on the 23rd. And we got new Wi-Fi downtown.
We do. How exciting is that?
It's exciting. It's called E+ Jackson Connect, and it's a free Wi-Fi service. It works in 30-minute increments, and so after it's not designed to be a permanent service. It's placed so that you can pick up free Wi-Fi access outdoors, like at the AMP, the Farmers Market, and other key points through downtown Jackson.
Some of the restaurants downtown too as well.
Yeah, out on the patio and all the stuff. You can enhance the Jackson experience. You can share the Jackson experience. And we hope it'll be a great service to everybody at the Farmers Market, anybody that visits downtown to have that access. Or if you're taking the sculpture tour or whatever.
That's right. And you can find out more about that at jacksenergy.com/downtown Wi-Fi.
All right. Got the kiosk out at the Food Giant.
Yes, we got the kiosks, the payment kiosks at both Food Giant locations. It's an easy way to pay your JEA bill. You're out doing your grocery shopping. You just walk up to the kiosk and you can have your account number handy and go ahead and pay your bill there. We've got both kiosks at both customer center locations. Those are up and going, so you don't have to get out of your car or go inside. Yeah, it's just a matter of making a payment on the kiosk. It's easy enough to do. And then we also.
Well, it's always good to see you.
It's good to
We
see you as
appreciate
well.
everybody being with us. Let's close out this show with our thanks to Ken Mallard.
That's right.
Thanks to you.
I was born in Monroe County on the first day of July, 13 miles from the Little Beaver, where the mountains touch the sky. It was good on the mountain when I left to try to find a better place to face forever, but it was there all the time. Come with me to the mountain where the sky is always blue. Summertime in West Virginia, God made a place for me and you. Just beyond the sugar maple, you can see